Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone doing today? It's Friday, my dudes. Dudettes. How's everyone doing? Community challenge time. It's a nice, relaxing Friday. I'm missing prints that I need. Oh, no, I got that. You're done. Are you done? You're done. Yeah. Remember before we had flex plates? When, like, you would just chisel prints off the bed? 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Doing some testing before we do some upgrades. So it is community challenge time. So every month I put out a call for you to do something, because why do I need to make content when you can make the content for me? And I just react to it. So every month we do a community challenge, and this month's theme was 3D printing to the rescue. So how has 3D printing helped you? Either fix something or made something that needed to exist, because we all don't have Bridgeports in our garage. So that's the theme of this month's contest, how it normally works. I pick the finalists as I go through the entries. You guys vote on the winners. The winners get a spool of Polymaker filament. They also get either a hat or a t-shirt off the Only Benchy store. If you want to buy some stuff off the Only Benchy store or check out Polymaker, links in the description. So I got to get another print going quickie on here before we move further. So usually I don't like diving right into it. Let's get the music going, because it takes time for everyone to kind of roll in here. So let's get some prints going first. You had a whole month to enter. An entire month to enter. Okay, 1 second here. Where is this? There's one speed. Oh, that's what it is. That's what it is. Internal bridges. That's the speed that's killing me. Slice now. That's what's killing me. Okay, there we go. Export, 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 upload. Oh, save config. Wait for what? Contest is closed. You can no longer enter. You had a whole month to enter. Recovering from surgery. Hope you're doing better. Nice Ender 5 you got there on the bench. Does that look like an Ender 5 to you? I didn't know Enders came with Chimera hotends. Heresy! Heresy! So, power resume is useless on a 3D printer. That's my hot take of the day. While we wait for everyone to get in here, we'll start going in about 5-10 minutes. My hot take of the day: Sous-Vide SV06 Plus. Okay, I'm printing a T-Rex skull. Right? Remember we started that at the end of the last stream, right? On modern printers, filament runout and power resume, I don't care. At least in their current implementations. Why? Why do I not care? I gotta go digging because it's in the garbage and I've unboxed stuff, so I've got wrappers on that. So, SV06 Plus. Okay. It has a filament runout detector. So how did this happen? How? How did this happen? Can somebody tell me how this happened with a filament runout detector? The filament broke because a 10-cent KW10 micro switch in a plastic housing that just goes, there's filament here, isn't a selling feature, in my opinion. Because guess what? You can look at a spool before you load the filament and go, that's not enough for this print, and just not, and put a bigger spool on. Because slicers tell you how much filament's gonna do, roughly. And you can weigh your spool and see how much you got on it, roughly. So, dumb filament runout detectors, in my opinion, aren't a selling feature of a printer. Because guess what? The filament broke. And it just kept going because it didn't know. Jams, they don't know. Now, the Big Tree Tech has a smart sensor that works with Clipper. I don't know if it works with Marlin. But that's something worth advertising. A dumb filament runout sensor? That's like saying your controller is 32-bit and has TMCs. Like, okay, that's just the norm. So yeah. So secondly, power resume. Now, for those that don't know, I live in Southern Ontario, and we had a nice little ice storm the past couple days. So, you know, we got this, and a bunch of power lines went sparky spark. Luckily, my power never went out. However, it did flicker. Well, the SV06 Plus has power resume. The problem is, it's also got a PEI bed. The moment that bed cools down, the part's not stuck to it at all. You go, yeah, it comes right off. You can't resume a print that's not stuck to the bed. If it's got a PI bed, unless it has something that auto resumes on power up, after, like, if you don't catch it for 10 minutes, your bed's back to room temperature, you're restarting the print anyways. So power resume, I get a UPS. I don't know. I don't like them on printers. So, because literally I'm like, I'm gonna test the power resume, and I hit resume, and as soon as it went to start printing again, it just knocked the print right off the bed. PO and PS power resume? I don't know. I've never really checked. I think it does. It would have the same issue though. They're PI beds. Prints pop right off as soon as they cool down. So unless you have a setting that you can enable that goes, hey, on power resume, if there was a print in motion, resume it immediately. But then you don't know. What if you're not home and you just start printing spaghetti for 10 hours afterwards? But either way, skull's done. So this is actually bigger than the one I printed on my Boron. So this is the one I printed on my V1 like almost 5 years ago now. And this is the one on the bigger on the Sous-Vide SV06 Plus. This is like 200%. This is 225. This right here, the skull part was printed in 23 hours. The jaw part was 9 hours. Printed 0.3 layer height with a 0.4 nozzle. So it actually got this like texture to it because of like how thick the layer lines were versus the nozzle diameter. So it's actually got kind of like a weird texture to it. I kind of like it though. It makes it like shimmery. And this is Replitech recycled PLA. So. There we go. How much filament? 700 grams, I think. 700 grams. So, yeah. What model? Just go on Thingiverse and search T-Rex. It's like the first one that comes up. You'll see it. It's an old model. This model's been around forever. But there you go. Tailor for scale. Okay, UPS is not the right solution. They are designed to shut down a server, not power things over more than a couple of minutes. Yeah, but that's what we use them for, and they work okay for that use case. V0 to legacy build when? Never. We are keeping this as stock as possible. However, if I'm trying to get this weekend's video out the door, we're doing upgrades on this. So we're going, what upgrades you need to do to a budget printer, or correction, an old printer, to make it go fast. Okay. A UPS is a battery, you can use it on anything you want. Pretty much. Like, yeah, it's designed for servers and whatnot. I've got one on my server. But, it'll power this printer for 11 minutes printing ABS when the power goes out. And then when the power resumes, it just keeps printing and you never have to worry about it. Okay, let's do the community challenge. Let's do the community challenge. So, again, how this works, I have to fire up my super duper handy dandy monitoring software to keep track of all this. What are the two categories again? I should probably know that. Oh, I'm in the wrong Discord. Would help if I was in the right Discord. Okay, so we got two categories. 3DP to the rescue. I fixed this thing. Okay, and open up another one here. What's the other category? Something that needed to exist. There we go. Okay. How's this coming along? Yeah, it's gonna be fine. Okay, cool. Will it blend and will it burn? Hey, that's next week's. Did you guys watch Joel's video today? If you haven't watched Joel's video, 3D Printing Nerds, go watch Joel's videos today. I have a cameo. Okay, so, hey, it's time for the community challenge. Do I need to move the camera? I need to move the camera. There we go. There we go. There we go. No. Thought I heard the doggo. Oh, it's this thing. It's the printer. Okay. Hey, Sanity. Why are you squeaking so much? Meh, whatever. PXN gifted 1 community membership. Cheers. Okay, so Sanity's in Europe, so it is evening for her. Okay, so this month's challenge, 3D printing to the rescue. There were 2 categories, okay? I fixed this thing with the 3D printer. So, hey, the knob on your oven broke. You needed to print a thingamajig because the whatchamacallit broke and you needed to recombobulate it. Cool. That's that category, okay? So if you needed to fix something and you used your 3D printer to fix it, that is what this category is. The second one is something that needed to exist. So you needed a jig, a holder, something that just, you couldn't just go on Amazon and overnight it to your house. You needed something for a specific purpose and use 3D printing to resolve that. So 1 entry per person per category. You may only win 1 category though. We got that rule. Last week there was a little bit of a contention because person won twice, but they entered the other one on somebody else's behalf. So we kind of allowed that there. We're a little loosey-goosey with the rules around here. Okay, you must state which category you're entering for. Videos are allowed, but keep them short because we're live and we got to go through this in a time frame. You do not have to be the designer of the print, but it can and will impact final decisions, okay? So if like 2 people use the same thing off Thingiverse, I make the decision which one's better, if they're into that. Squeaking, yeah, there's something squeaking on this machine. Okay, winners get either a hat or a t-shirt off the only Benchy store. You get to pick, and then also you get a spool of Polymaker filament. How did the skull turn out? I showed it off already. Boop. What is squeaking? Something's squeaking. Oh. Might be the extruder. Okay. It's jug shaped. How can it hold water? Okay, so we're gonna go through this. We've got our handy dandy monitoring software here to keep track of everything. Hopefully that squeaking isn't. Can you hear that squeaking? Here, let me up the. No, not properties, filters, noise suppression. Close. There we go. Okay, there we go. A little bit better there. Okay, so hopefully it's the noise gate should be catching it there. Okay. Use bearing rubber seals. These have RS. The thing is, it wasn't squeaking on this print. It's... Oh, I think it's the extruder. Yeah, it's the extruder. Okay. Yeah, whatever. So. Let's do the contest. Metal tends to squeak. Okay, so this is closed. No more entries allowed. You had like 3 weeks to enter. Usually next week I'll have next month's contest up. I'm not sure what we're gonna do yet. I might do memes. We'll see. Okay, and before we get started, hey, like the smash button. Just for old time's sakes. It helps the numbers. It helps the metrics. Bigger number, better person, right? Got to get that dopamine response going. Forgot to label your categories. Okay, if you don't label the categories, then I guess what they are. Okay, so first entry here from Dubes in the Shower. Something that needed to exist. I designed and printed custom spacers to fix BS kitchen cabinet accessory issues. So we got that. What do we have here? What do we have here? Oh, you got a little... Oh, so they didn't like fit in the cabinets? And you had to... Oh, that's nice and simple. Someone say Clipper? Did someone say Clipper? Wingman, $10. Cheers. Okay, so that's a super simple thing. See, this is one of those little easy peasy things that like 3D printing just really good at. Like if you got basic CAD skills, you can knock something out like this. Like, yeah, you probably could have just used a piece of wood, but this saves you from going to the hardware store. I've done it. I have some shelving that it's like meant to be tiered, and I wanted to use it all on the same like one piece, but I didn't have right fittings for it. Like it wasn't meant to go away, so I just printed some adapters and it just worked. So okay, for I fix this thing, this really frustrating design for vertical blinds. The clips that hold the blinds aren't replaceable without taking down the whole system and tearing it apart. Even then it might not be worth it. So what is this? Oh, these! Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Yes. I've broken these. Okay, so my problem is I end up breaking them here. I've got these blinds in my kitchen. I always end up breaking them at the, like here, the actual blind itself ends up breaking. Dog runs through it and just takes them out, or the little guy. So that is a little cat hates blind. Yeah, so your clips are breaking and that just snaps in. Huh. I'll be damned. That's a simple little thing. I got a feeling we're gonna get a lot of like cool little things like this that like you might not look at it, but like somebody in the audience right now is going, oh shit, I need to print that. Close the door, please. I fixed this thing with 3D printer. ESP 8266 plus servo. So what is that? Oh, so it closes the door. Oh, so if the door doesn't close all the way, it just like pops it closed. Ah, that's clever. So here's the thing though. I fixed this thing. Would this be fixing? Yeah, you're fixing something because the door doesn't close all the way. So you're fixing the door not closing with the 3D printer. Yeah. I like that. I like that. I fixed it. I missed the rules of the challenges on Discord to submit when it's a deadline. The rules are on the Discord in the challenges section, and the deadline was 21 minutes ago. So next month. Okay, I fixed this thing with 3D printer, broken cement base for standing floor lamp, crumbled to pieces, design and printer replacement, printable plastic base, filled with material of your choice for added weight. Oh, okay, so it was that. And we have a little metal thing. Oh, so you got, oh. So you designed that, and then you filled it with, okay, that works. Me, I would have probably just gotten like the hot glue snot out and just like taped lead weights or glued lead weights to the bottom, but that's actually a lot cleaner of a setup. And it's openable. Wow. That's clever. I would not have thought of that. I got a feeling we're gonna have a lot of good entries. Something that needed to exist. Okay, there are no decent charging docks that can charge both my watch and my earbuds. A short bit of fusion work in this little wireless critter was born. Super nice that MagSafe charger support. Is it Qi? They're usually a lot smaller than regular Qi bands. Okay, so you got that underneath there. Oh, there you go. The only downside is it's 2 wires because they're 2 separate chargers. I'm wondering if you could splice the wires because it's just power, right? It's just 5 volt, right? Would you be able to cut the 2 wires and just splice them together and power them off the same thing instead of having 2 wires going to it? I'm going to add this to the list. But I got a feeling we might be having a lot of stands like this kind of thing on the list. So I'm going to add it, but I got a feeling it's going to be a common theme for this kind of thing. Okay. Seeing the rest, the cat door thing will win because cat. This isn't, this is, look, let me check down there. Nope, that's Nero 3D. That's not Steve's channel. It's not Steve Builds. We are doggo folk here. We have the good boy. He actually went to the vet today. He's doing good for an 11. He's 11 years old now. He turned 11 on Monday. And he had his senior doggo vet visit today. And he's doing pretty good. So he's as good as he could be for his age. Okay, fix this thing with 3D printer. The stove knob costs $50 each. That is a ripoff. It is 5 cents of injection molded plastic. Let's be honest. Okay, and then 3D printed 4 of them, and of course I'll upload the model I made, including its model numbers and stuff, so people could search for it. Nice. See, this is the thing with 3D printing. We're all gonna have one in our house. Or if stuff like this breaks, the problem is you need to model this, and not everyone knows how to 3D model. And how do you go online and be like, I have a Kenmore blah 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 dishwasher, I need the knob for it? You're not gonna find that. But if people upload stuff like this with model numbers and whatnot, that helps out a lot. Yeah, because it's just a knob. The only thing is, what did you print them out of? Because this is a gas range. So hopefully you didn't print them out of PLA. Yeah, hopefully you didn't print them out of PLA. Because I'm gonna use this because this is like the common, I fix this with a 3D printer thing, is a knob for a stove or dishwasher. It comes up on practical prints a lot. But yeah, so hopefully you printed out of something high temp. That's pretty much going to be all. And then also, well, the stock ones are plastic anyway, so it's not like you're removing fire hazard. It's still a plastic thing. But yeah, I fixed me knob. Okay, Nori. Okay, I designed this replacement for front panel of my Ender 3 S1 because I was tired of having the gaping hole in my printer. LOL. If you replace the carriage on the S1 with 3 rolls, can crash into the front panel, so either running the printer for like 8 months without a front panel, it's tired of crap falling into the printer. Category are both, I guess. Thing that needed to exist. I will take a look at this and I'll make the decision. And I don't know why it likes opening on the other monitor. Okay, so what is it? Oh, it's this front piece. Okay, so it didn't have, oh, okay. So what is it? Is it, so it's this part right here, right? There you go. I don't know why it's, oh, it's multiple pieces. Okay, there you go. It's a simple thing. That's actually really easy because that's just a sketch in Fusion. You just sketch it out and then you just extrude it to like 3 mil thick and hit print. So that's actually a quick little thing. There you go. Yeah, exposed electronics are bad. That's one of the things I've really liked that Voron has kind of done with DIY 3D printers. Remember, if you go on like Reddit/RepRap or even 3D printing and look at like back in the day when like people were building hypercubes and all that stuff, and people would just have the electronics just chilling at the bottom, just there, exposed. And now it's like everyone's doing all nice clean wiring with the boxes and whatnot. Yeah, making you have clean out wiring for a serial and then other people emulating that. That's brought about a bunch of good in 3D printing. I don't like exposed wires. What are some good tutorials to learn Fusion 360? Anton, if you find them, let me know, because I'm like self-taught and like I basically just go, okay, I need to do this, and I'll just quickly Google how to do this in Fusion, and then I just kind of learn along the way. Okay, I fixed the thing. Washer that came with our house was missing a part for the fabric softener dispenser. Replacement was $35 for the entire assembly. Designed in Tinkercad. Leveled up wife acceptance factor of my hobby with this one. Oh, there you go. Brownie points. That sounds good. So it's got to put like a little thingy on top. Okay. Oh, so there's a few different revisions of the design, I guess. There you go. I don't think I've ever used fabric softener, to be honest. That is a better thing than the knob. That is, we're replacing broken parts and missing parts, so that is the knob. Because that is, I knew the knob would not last long. Rev 1, Rev 2, okay. Something that needed to exist. My monitor did not support a VESA mount, but to clear out room on my desk, I wanted a monitor stand, okay? So a few hours in Fusion with the help of one of the parts, I made a VESA adapter for my monitors, printed in Improvement CF PCCF blend. So that's a good filament choice for that. Oh, I see what you did. Oh, that's nice. So it's an adapter for, I'm assuming, the stock like interface for the clamp. Oh, I see what you, okay. Nice. Yeah, so the monitor didn't have a VESA mount, so you basically kind of just took the original interface for the legs and you adapted that to a VESA mount so that you could use it as a VESA mount. Oh, that's nice. I like that. 'Cause that's a problem with a lot of the cheap monitors is sometimes you just need another monitor. Like your modern video cards has 4 outputs. Go down to like the Value Village or the Goodwill or whatever, and just go buy like an old 17-inch Dell LCD and just put Discord on it or something. I've got like a million monitor. I've got 3 monitors on my computer upstairs. I got 3 on this one. I use a laptop and I got 1 monitor and I don't know what to do. I'm like, go buy cheap monitors. Oh, and Apple. Oh, Apple doesn't have VESA on their monitors? Jeez. How do you not have VESA? VESA. VESA? 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 Yeah. You have to buy adapters. Yes, F that. We have the technology. We can avoid that. Okay, Marv, I fixed this thing with the 3D printer. Sometime in 2020, my grandpa came to me with a broken e-bike, shoddy battery connection. I narrowed it down to the battery connector on the bike side, a simple spring-loaded system. Some plastic part was broken, designed, printed, installed it, and it's running to this day. Oh, there you go. So it's got a little, okay, there we go. Yep, spring. Very nice CAD work, very clean. There you go. I'm just waiting until I can make the Flex Seal joke. VESA. We no take VESA. That is, some random Canadians are going to understand that reference there. Okay. Needed to exist. First print I ever sold. Ooh, making that money. But it's a forming check gauge to ensure the offset bend in the middle there is in the right location and correct height in relation to the largest hole at the top. Final version was verified with CMM and printed in CFPC. Ooh. Okay, so this is a fixture gauge. This is a checking gauge, right? So basically, this is designed so that when the part is correct, it should fit into it in a certain way. So instead of having to take the part and measure it each time, which you could do, but it takes a bunch of time, you could just take the part out of the machine and just go put it in the thing and go, okay, it's good. So these kind of checking fixture gauges save a ton of time. I've seen a bunch of these in automotive. At the shop I worked at, we built injection molds, and we had a tryout facility, and they would bring fixture gauges in that you would take the part out of the mold, you let it cool at room temperature, and then you put it on the gauge, and they would have go, no go fittings. So you would basically put all these clamps on it, and you would go around with this go, no go gauges and be like, okay, if this one touches, it's no good. If this one doesn't touch, it's good, kind of thing. And it was really cool because a lot of these were aluminum extrusions and printed parts, and with a bunch of clamps everywhere. So you saw, I seen one, it was for a fascia. So your front bumper. So your bumper is behind your fascia, okay? Your car's bumper, people are like, oh, cars are plastic bumpers now, the shit. No, that's your fascia. Your fascia is in front of your bumper. It's for looks and aerodynamic purposes. Your bumper is behind the fascia. That's still metal. But you put a plastic cap on it for looks and aerodynamics. So anyways, they're big. So I've seen printed fixtures for that are like 6 feet wide, but they're printed in like ABS and they just acetone weld them together. So that is cool. I really like that because that is something you could machine this. You could machine that, right? You can fire up, you know, a CNC and just machine that, but it's a hell of a lot quicker and cheaper to do it with a 3D printer. And then also, if the part changes in the future, you could just reprint it. Or if you need more than one, just print another. So I'm not biased when it comes to machining. Oh. Who said that? I'm biased as fuck. I love me machining. Okay, I fixed this thing with a 3D printer. Guys at work asked me if I could help fix their trolley. FreeCAD finally clicked through for me late December. I gotta try and learn that, but I like my Fusion. The little bracket you can see on the left, pretty simple geometry, easy first model make. There's a hole with a screw going through the middle, but I don't have a photo, save them. Okay, so, well, it's just a little bracket for the trolley. That's super simple. There you go. So there's the plastic part and there's the printed part. Easy peasy. A lot of these are with Fusion, if you can figure out how to sketch something and you know the dimensions and then you just extrude, anything that's like 2D like this is actually not hard to learn. It's when you start getting fancy and funky with 3 dimensions and curves and all kinds of funky stuff, then it gets a little bit more in depth. But if you're just trying to make little brackets and hooks and angles, it's actually not that hard to figure it out. Okay, something that needed to exist. My school was running critically low on light filters for the light boxes and the optics unit, and 2 classes having over 20 students there. I designed and printed 40 filters for my school and 20 for another school. These filters are no longer sold by the original company. Oh! Is this the thing where, like, when you look at it, the light goes one way, like, only comes out the middle, and when you don't look at it, it's everywhere or something like that? Is that that thing? Is that what I'm thinking of? Am I thinking of the right thing? Where, like, you observe it, the light goes in one way, interface pattern? Yeah. Science! So, okay, something that needed to exist. Current project is a modular fume extractor for the V1 controller fan filter frame, V2. I'm starting to add light controls after that. And then the real modular part kicks in. Planning on make soldering assist setup. I really need to get some fume extraction for soldering in here. Double slit experiment. That's what it is. Okay. So it's a fume extractor. Oh, that's a beefy fume extractor. In terms of an electronics project, I think that beats the charger. I think, yeah. I think that beats the charger. He's got a little electronics and more, a little bit more there. Okay. Fixed my curtains with a 3D printer. The bracket holding the curtain rail broke, so I made new ones. First, they're not strong enough, so I added screws not enough to make it stronger. There you go. That's actually something a lot of people, we've done this on Vorons in the past, okay? So, and I'm sure we got the idea from somewhere else. But parts are weakest along their layer lines, right? So a part printed vertical is gonna be weak, okay? If you print it like this, it's gonna be stronger because you got less layer lines. Prints are usually weakest along, it's like wood grain. So what you do is if you have something like this, that is, I don't know why you printed this vertically, but you did. I'm assuming, oh, yeah, this would break off if you printed it vertically. This little tab right there would be weak AF if you printed that vertically. So you print it on its side, so this is stronger, but then overall it's weaker. So what you do is you just put 2 screws through it with nuts on the end, and all you do is just compress the part. So it acts like rebar. Think of it like rebar. You're reinforcing the part along its weakest axis with metal, essentially. And I don't think a lot of people think of this because you don't see it too often, and it's actually really clever because you add basically metal reinforcement to a 3D printed part really easily. Where are these projects? It's the only Benchy's Discord. It's a community Discord. You should join it. Link in the description. Mini stealth burner uses it in the latch. Okay. Yeah, I haven't built a mini stealth burner yet, I don't think. I've got like an early revision of it in one of my printers, but we ended up going with the mini LGX in that guy. Okay, fix this with a 3D printer. This is what I brought me into 3D printing. The plastic cap on my Sous-Vide stick had silly little plastic latches that broke after some time with no replacement available. I bought my first Anycubic Mega and did my first CAD. Okay, copy in Onshape. Then I learned about plastics and realized I needed an enclosed printer. Now I have 2 rat rigs, V0 2.4, tried PETG, ABS Nyla, and the final version PCCF. Been working for more than a year now. Nice. Okay, so this is the bottom cap here. So this is really cool. The only thing, now here's the thing, technically it doesn't come in contact with your food, so you should be okay. Okay, for those that don't know what sous vide is, you take your meat. A lot of people do steaks. Sous vide steaks are the bomb. So you put your meat in a bag, you either just squeeze the air out or you vacuum seal it with like whatever seasonings, and then you put it in water. And then the sous vide here, it heats the water to a set temperature and it usually circulates it too. So this way you cook your steak to whatever temperature you want, 130 for example, and you get a consistent temperature through the whole steak. So you don't get like hot on the outside, cold in the middle. It's like consistent throughout. And then usually you take it out and you just like flame sear it on each side for a couple seconds, like 30 seconds or whatever to get your finish, but it's cooked already. So the problem with 3D printing when it comes to edibles, and not those edibles, is it's layers. It's very hard to sanitize a 3D print, okay? Because you have all the little layer lines and the nooks and crannies, and it just encourages bacterial growth, especially in wet environments. So like 3D printed cookie cutters, you can 3D print a cookie cutter, but it's a single use only, because good luck trying to clean it properly and guarantee it's clean. Also, there's, you know, the whole, you know, the metal, is your nozzle food safe? Is your hot end food safe? Technically, you can get cross contamination. Is it really probably gonna, you know, when you're a kid, you ate a penny. So I'm sure plastic through a hot end is not that contaminated. But anyways, so technically it's like single use. But in this case, you're not actually touching the food with it. You just got water. So as long as it's dried and kept in a dry environment, yeah, you should be okay. So yeah, so for those thinking of like cooking at home with 3D, like this is an okay use in my opinion. This is fine because it's not actually touching the food, and then the food is actually getting cooked later. But 3D printed cookie cutters, for example, single use only. Fixed it. We'll put this in its own category for now. Okay, actually it died. That's the thing, like I've had people like, oh, you shouldn't even 3D print cookie cutters. I'm like, okay, so yeah, you got plastic, which who knows, is going through a metal hot end, and yeah, I'm sure some of the metals, there's like a particle or two that gets in the thing, and then you use it in a cookie cutter, and then that cookie gets cooked. My kid is like, just licks the floor at times. Kids just do stuff like that. I dropped my kid off at school and there's a kid in the playground just like licking the fence. They're galvanized metal. I'm sure that tastes delicious. Okay, something that needed to exist. Butane filling adapter holder. Okay, so it's a holder. Okay, good. You're not exposing fire to plastic parts. Okay, so it's the ring part. Okay, so it's the ring. Okay, that's a nice little simple print. So it just holds the little tubes. Okay, new bathroom faucet didn't fit the mounting holes on the sink and was a bit too low. Made this more than 2 years ago in Anycubic PLA. It still looks pretty good. It's a bit dirty because the faucet started leaking again. Not sure why we keep buying the same model faucet every 3 to 5 years. Okay, so this right here is the case of 3D printing. Be careful, because here we have constant moisture in a 3D print. So good Band-Aid. Buy the proper faucet, because you have a porous item with all kinds of nooks and crannies in a wet environment. This is where you start running into the issue of what 3DP should kind of maybe not be used for, especially PLA. PLA is organic, I guess, kinda. Still had lead paint, yep. Oh yeah. Oh, it used to be bad back in the day. Also, if you notice, when we banned lead paint, what is it, 18 or 20 years later, crime rates dropped because people stopped growing up exposed to lead, and lead messes with your brain. So basically, if you're part of the generation that was born with lead paint in houses, the crime rates were higher. And they're the ones running the governments now. Yeah. And all the companies. Okay, anyways. Moving on. I fixed this with a 3D printer. My bike pedal broke and I was curious how long a printed part would hold up. Ooh. Sits on the original steel axle. Okay, so you still got the original in there. Printed in ABS. CF nylon would have been better. So about 6 months of use and almost daily use. It's been in the summer heat and in negative 10 Celsius rain, salt, road salt, occasional slam against garage door frame, and holds up perfectly. That is actually holding up pretty good. It was printed basically solid with a lot of walls. 15, yeah, so you just printed it solid because they tend to do a better job of distributing forces as infill. Layer height 0.3 with a good amount of flow to ensure maximum. Disclaimer, I'm a fairly small guy. I don't do a triple backflips cover, they're just casual ride to work. So yeah, but I'm surprised. That is actually, like, you got wear on it, obviously, but you could still see, like, you can see this area, you can see where your feet sit. This area is nice and smooth, but you still have visible layer lines. I'm surprised that worked. I'm surprised that's holding up as well as it is. But it's pretty much a solid chunk of ABS, let's be honest. So it should be okay. They still use lead pipes. Who remembers Flint, Michigan? Flint, Michigan, they have the water issue there. So from my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, they have lead pipes. And it was fine because the lead pipes anodize or corrode. There's a chemical reaction in the lead pipes that builds a film on the lead on the inside of the pipe that basically seals them off from the water, because it's like an oxide layer. It's like aluminum forms its own oxide layer to prevent it from corroding, okay, when exposed to oxygen. So basically the same thing happened. So yeah, it was lead pipes, but they were protected by the buildup on the inside. and they switched water suppliers, you know, because government and kickbacks and bribing and whatnot. And the new water supplier added something to the water because the water's from a different source and the way it was cleaned. There were chemicals in it that dissolved that protective layer and then exposed lead to the water, and that's what made the water bad. So it's not that they had layered pipes, is that they changed the water to water with something in it that basically got rid of that protective coat on the lead, and then that caused the problem. So lead is not great, don't get me wrong, but it was okay because it had that protective layer, or not as bad. Close enough. Yeah, I know approximately somewhat of many things. Calcium deposits, that might be it. It was something on the inside of the pipes from the water source, because they were using like just natural water, and then they switched to like cleaned water or something, like water that had been like from another source that had been run through a plant, and then there's like chemicals in it that caused the breakdown of whatever was protecting the pipes. Chloramine. Okay, that might do it then. I somewhat paid attention in chemistry class in high school, but that was like 20 years ago. Okay, I fixed this with a 3D printer. My 20-year-old fridge had a shelf break about 2 years ago, so I printed its replacement second shelf. Had to do it in 2 parts because it's kind of big. And you can see the seam, but there's thin dowels connecting the pieces, and it kept it quite solid without any glue. Oh, nice. About a year ago, second OEM shelf broke, so I replaced it with another print. I decided that it would be better to do 3 parts. I'm not sure if it's any better in this case, given the amount we use these things every day. I'm impressed it held up. So you printed new shelves. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I would have do 2 shelves, do 2 parts. What you could do, if you do this again, try and do it in ABS and then just acetone weld it, because then it'll be one solid piece and it'll be solid. But that works. That works. Actually, I fixed the thing. I think this is still cooler for a printed replacement part. That is Bovril. Oh. British. The British. Use ASA for outdoor printer. UV resistance. UV resistance is like UV exposures. Unless the part's going to be outside all the time, I've never worried about UV exposure. Like, now granted, this room I have the windows blocked off because I got resin in here. Speaking of, new resin printer showed up. We're going to be playing with that maybe next week. But I've never really cared about, like, I think people worry about it more than they really need to. The problem with vapor smooths is you can lose dimensional accuracy, but something like that might not be a big issue. But you could like hand vapor smooth, like just do the outer side. How much UV is in my fridge? I don't know. I fixed this thing with a 3D printer. My friend asked me to make a holder for a very old and dear magnifying glass. Explained that she had tried to find a replacement, but everything she bought was inadequate to hers, the original, and it was broken and taped in place. So I made a keychain hole for it to use as a badge reel. Oh, there you go. I made this model available to anyone with edible parameters. Okay, nice. So it's a little holder for a magnifying glass. Well, that's super simple. That's cool. Resin printer number 3. Yeah, and I'm thinking of retiring the 2 that I have right now because I don't use them and they're taking up desk space. And the new one's the Whale 2, I might have broken it. And the Photon 2K, I just don't use it. But this is an X2, a Photon Mono X2. So it's 4K and it's got a 9-inch wide screen. So I think it's roughly the same size as the Whale, but it's not as big of a machine. So I might be swapping them. I skipped the Ducati tail. What? Oh, I created a ducktail mud flap for a mate's Ducati scrambler. He fitted a tail tidy to his scrambler, but then discovered that his back got covered in mud when he rode in the rain. The V2 came to the rescue. Oh, so it's just a quick little deflector. Yeah, that's cool. So that just I'm assuming you drive, it sits like on the seat and protects from the back tire, maybe? Huh. Okay, I was tired of pulling my immersion blender out of the drawer every time I use it, so I created a wall to stick it to for kitchen splash style. It has room for the motor, one accessory, and a lot of tidying up the cables. Okay. Oh, nice. There you go. Nice and simple. How's it held on? Is that like double-sided tape? So a simple little bracket. Very simple. There you go. Back of the trophy. Oh. I fixed this thing with a 3D printer. A plastic piece that attached the lube to my plantation shutter broke. What's a plantation shutter? And as far as I know, the maker, my option would be to replace the entire shutter for 300. Yeah, no. So I just model and printed a new piece, and now I can justify the cost of a new printer. There you go. Oh, it's this. Oh, that's cool. So it's a little trim piece, it looks like. Oh, easy peasy. Yeah, here's the thing. Nobody's going to notice that's 3D printed. Let me find it. So a little while ago, import. Prints at home. Is it prints at home? A little while ago. No, I don't have that. I don't think I saved it. I moved my router. So my router used to be like just beside the table or whatever, like on a table, and I didn't want it there anymore because I was trying to free up some room and like clear out some area and whatnot. So I moved it to just being wall mounted. So I bought like a little shelf and I wall mounted the router because on the other side of the wall is underneath the stairs. It's just underneath the stairs, and that's where my server is and where the internet comes in. So what I did was I just put it up on the wall on a little itty bitty shelf, and I punched a hole through the wall, put a little cover there, and power and Ethernet goes through there. So it's basically floating on the wall. But I had a hole on the bottom at that point because, well, there used to be a hole there, and I didn't want it anymore because it was just a hole. So I printed a trim piece, and I'm trying to find it right now. Where are you? Where are you? I have way too many pictures. Yeah, right here. So I had this. So you can see, like, it's just nothing on the other side there, right? And I just printed a little cover that just screws into nothing. I actually put a piece of like wood on the other side and just screwed it in. But that just, I could have gone to Home Depot and spent 98 cents for a blank cover. Or I could just, load up some white PLA on the P1P and just print it off in like 20 minutes. And that's the router right there. So, yeah, easy peasy. So yeah, like that's what I used like around the house. Little things like that is what I think 3D printing is great for. Where it's like, yeah, I could just go buy it, but I'm here right now and I just load and print. I have to have it now. It's my money and I need it now. I also printed one of those low voltage plate holders. Yeah, blank covers don't come in hundreds of colors. Yeah, that's the thing. You can print it in any color you want. You can make custom ones. So I'm planning to make one for the little guy for his bedroom. The Calvin and Hobbes one. And the same router. Yeah, it was recommended to me because my house is small enough that I only need one router. I don't need repeaters. And for those that say that, like, how we have Wi-Fi issues sometimes where stuff's not popping up and it's like, oh, you have too many devices that are connected. It's rated to 120 devices. I don't have 120 devices connected to it. We're good. Glow in the dark. I want to do a Calvin and Hobbes one though, colored one. Okay. So yeah, so little trim pieces like this, super simple because it's trim, and then you just print it in white and nobody notices. Okay, something that needed to exist. Got an Uxel Reamer set off Amazon. It's for an creating tool. Yeah, Reamers are good. Get Reamers. Have some Reamers. They come in handy if you do anything with sizes. Even 3D prints. If you got to 3D print something with a hole and you need that hole to be an exact size, design it undersized and then just run a reamer through it and you'll make it exactly sized. Okay. I wanted a box holding Gridfinity, my first Fusion 360 project, adapting the master Gridfinity parametric template. I have no idea how to do parametric CAD, by the way. I'm pretty proud of how it turned out. So there you go. So that's a nice little reamer holder. Super simple. This is something you can design at home. It's a cube with some labeling. You got some funky dimensions there. You got some cool features and holes. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. This is perfect for somebody who's like trying to learn CAD and you want a project to just kind of cut your teeth with that's not overly complicated, and if you mess it up, well, who cares? It's just some extra plastic. Try again. But yeah. First knobs and reamers, one of the bots gonna arrive. I don't know. We haven't hit the funny number of likes. So if you like that smash button enough, maybe the bots will show up. It's got to be bumping in here for the bots to show up. Did he ream the holes for the reamer holder? That's a good question. Under something I needed to exist. Well, I needed to see under the dottable. What's a dottable? Dottable fan. I found a model that did not work for me. Extracted the only part that worked and designed the rest on my own in Tinkercad. Okay, so it's a camera mount for the SV06. Oh, there you go. So it just mounts there and goes all the way down. We've got a little screw there, and it allows you to see. Ooh, fancy. Yeah, you need a low angle camera for the SV series. Somebody's trying to get brownie points. What support type is this? Actually printed me pretty good. What support type is that? What support type is that? I skipped one. Oh, I skipped one. My bad. Something I need is portable 12-volt soldering iron station that can hold the box for the pencil, charge my phone, and most importantly, suck away fumes and filter. Ooh! All made, use an old PC, PSU, and some stuff on AliExpress. Disclaimer, no warranty given. Don't try it at home and only use batteries only as attendant. Okay, so you got a battery, or is it battery powered? Is it battery powered? 12-volt power. Okay, so there's a fan in there. Is this battery powered? If this is battery powered, that's pretty cool. It's even got a, yeah, I think it's been gutted and there's a battery in there. Oh, there's the cable. No, it's not battery powered. So here's the thing. I think this one beats the exist. It beats the other soldering one because this one has more built into it. One of the reasons, I don't know if the Pine-Sol does it, but like one of the reasons I like the TS100 that I have is you can run them off batteries, off lipos. Like these are designed to run off lipos. You can run, I think you can run them up to 4S lipo, or no, it'll do 24 volts. You can run it off a 6S lipo. So a lot of people get these that do FPV because you could just run them off your lipos, your battery packs for your quads. So what you could do is, if you wanted to, is you could buy a big honkin' lipo like this, not a 2S. You would want a higher voltage. So buy a big honkin' lipo and put a buck converter in it, charge your phone, run a fan, and do all that off a battery, if you wanted to. But if you're soldering, you probably have power nearby, unless you're in the field. Pine-Sol also? Okay, that's good. I fixed the thing with 3D. My son's favorite magnifying glass broke, so we had to make a new one. There you go. If I had $1 for every magnifying glass fix on the stream, I'd have $2, which isn't a lot, but it's more than I thought we would have. There you go. Nice and simple and fancy. I like the texture on that. Yeah, it's weird, but it's weird that it's happened twice. Oh, I forgot I got live chat. There we go. Hey, Maker Viking. Okay, something that needed to exist. I've been collecting small boxes of electronic parts and screws for a while now, and finally decided to standardize on a few different sizes divider boxes for the organization and make some stacking shelves for the boxes in. Initially, I was planning on making a series of wooden boxes with slide in for the board, but that would work well, but it would allow me to rearrange quickly, so I decided to sketch some stackable CAD. Okay, printing worked great. Sampling, I also have several stacks on the book. Okay, so these are, oh, I see how this is. So they're little printed holders for the little acro bins or whatever. Yeah, there you go. You won twice last month, so, but you I think in terms of storage, that's probably waiting for storage. Now, see, here's the thing though, you're doing it wrong. What you do is you just get yourself a big old shelf. Okay, you get yourself a big old shelf and you just throw everything on the shelf. See? Organized. Who needs dividers? Okay, something I needed to exist. Personalized lapdog with laptop. Oh, so it's, oh, okay. Mostly used to hold snuff. I'm assuming you said stuff. Do not assume it's discussing right now. Okay, I won't assume, but okay, so a lapdog is a keyboard and mouse holder. Okay, cool. Super simple, easy print. Snuff is, I'm assuming he meant stuff. Snuff is snorting tobacco, if you're wondering what snuff is. Not a fan. I tried it once, it was like that. Okay, something that needed to exist. Our current bathroom ceiling ventilation fan couldn't be further away from the shower. It functions as a humid air distribution system. There's a natural ventilation box right next there, but it was unable to find anything commercially available after saying finds like a low voltage fan, so I decided not to exhaust, and now the humidity gets pushed out immediately. Okay, see, it's yeah, nice and simple. You should be okay because you have constant air movement. I like the texture. So it's just a little fan. There you go. That is super simple and I like it. So it's just a little ventilation thing. Goes outside, is that outside? There you go. See, this though, this just being open, no flaps. You don't have the little flaps that come down. I guess that's a thing. I don't know. I'm so like, I'm used to Ontario building codes for a lot of stuff. Chewing tobacco. Oh, I couldn't. I smoked for a decade. I could not. I did chewing tobacco once. No. I tried snuff once. No. I'm like, yeah. Now, granted, I was in the army at the time, but it was like, oh, you're not allowed to smoke because we're in the field, and it's like, well, I'll try this, and it's like, no, I'm good. Okay, I fixed this with the 3D printer. My decade-old 360 analog sticks did not survive FIFA during my university years and several moves afterward. One of the first real designs and prints in buying a printer during the pandemic. Is this a legit 360 controller? So you printed the nubbins. How do they work? How accurate? Like, are they as good or? Okay, well, the incredible simple design, the guides of my baby gate I used to keep my dogs out, so they're only worn out, and saved me from spending $150 on new gates. Well, there you go. Super simple. Put some chamfers on there to increase strength. Hexagons are best guns. Hexagon are best guns. Aren't grippy, but good enough for the games I play these days. There you go. Something that needed to exist because crimping ain't easy. I wanted my tools together, so here we are designing these two inserts that fit in a custom frog box. Magnets in the top one and bottom to keep things aligned. Nice. Elastic straps in the picture have sewn in, but that's why the slots are there. Customized to put in some looping on. There you go. Super simple. So is this a close? Oh, I see. So this is just a little box and it stacks. Oh, nice. Oh, you can put elastics through it to like lock them down too. Oh, clever, 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 clever. I see that. So you put the elastics through, so you like slide that into it. We'll add it to the list. We'll see how it goes. So that needed to exist. Does it beat the Reamer? I think it beats the Reamer in terms of a tool storage because it's a little bit more to it. Like it's a more complex design. Okay. Oh, the Benchy is done. How long did that take? Let me check. I got it because I need that info. An hour. Oof. Oof. So, on a machine from 2016 trying to do an hour Benchy, that's Bowden with a not high flow hotend. So, that's good. It means there's room for improvement. That's why we do it. What's a good quality Benchy time? Hour, hour and a half. It's like on any printer should be able to pump out a good Benchy in that time. But this is also running it at bamboo speeds, but the machine can't do bamboo speeds because the retracts take so long. And it's not high flow. Yeah, the retracts can't handle it. The retracts are just bleh. That's the problem. It's also PLA. Like it does, this machine, like, here, let me find it. Which one is it? Yeah, like this one is fine. This cube is fine. So this is a cube printed on this machine at Prusa speed. So stock Prusa Mark III 0.2 layer height profile gives you this. And then if you bump the speeds up to bamboo speeds on it, you get this. So the machine does print good at certain speeds. It's just, if you try to speed it up, it just can't keep up because it, you know, moving fast isn't everything. All machines can move fast, but not all machines can print fast. So we got to figure out what we need to do to get it to print fast good. Because it can print fast, but it prints fast bad. Okay, so a part I made for a Z lead screw Anti-Wobble. And yes, I did design the part. It took several iterations to get it right. So a little anti-wobble thingy. There you go. Don't you want your lead screw to wobble though? Like it's like if your lead screw is wobbling, you don't want to constrain it because the motion system should constrain it, doesn't it? BK upgrade stream. It's not going to be a stream. It's not going to be a stream. It's going to be a video because I need to figure out something for this weekend's video. So it'll probably be a Sunday video this weekend, hopefully. If not, it'll be next week's. Because tomorrow, we got the new board for the Delta. So that's tomorrow's stream is the Delta. And then back to Rat Rig and V0 next week. Okay, something that needed to exist. A cap that allows you to turn your bottle upside down and use it to get the lap's dropout. Ooh. So it's still, okay, so it's still like opens and closes normally. Oh, clever, clever, clever. Yeah. That's clever though. Yeah, I'll add it as its own thing. Rat Rig versus Voron? I don't know. I haven't. The only Rat Rig I've built is a V minion. The V core isn't done yet, so I can't comment on it. I needed something to exist. I needed a vacuum attachment for my dog trimmer clipper. I could buy a cheap printer, but the cost went on the manufacturer. I had to figure out a fusion to make this work. This is the 4th iteration. Oh, there you go. Nice and simple. A lot of dogs don't like vacuums. A lot of dogs don't like clippers. How is your dog okay with the clippers and the vacuum going at the same time? That is the surprising thing. Is your dog's okay with both these? Yeah, printed place push cap. That's why I'm like, oh, that's cool. Okay. When I moved to my apartment, the handle, my shower was loose and handle changed from the shower to the bathroom barrel. Worked 5 years later after I got around to fixing it. About 10 minutes of Fusion 360 and we were back in business. Gold ABS because I'm fancy. Ooh. That is that. And you printed that. And it works. Does it show what it installed looks like? No. She does not like nails or noise. Okay, okay, something that needed to exist. I drive a concrete mixer. They come from the factory as a decent Bluetooth high power stereo, but these little 5-inch speakers at 0 bass. We're not allowed to modify them in any way, no drilling or cutting. Having never ever even loaded a CAD program in my life, I took to YouTube's video and started watching. It's a battle for sure, but I designed and printed these speaker adapters I couldn't find anywhere else so that I can mount the common inexpensive 6.5-inch speakers and little holes at the 5-inch rim. They mount with the same screws with absolutely no modification to the truck. The new 6.5 sound amazing. All the other drivers comment how amazing my stereo speaker. Okay, so there's the normal speakers. And you designed this adapter. Ah. Is your boss okay with that? Well, I guess they're okay with that. Like, are you? I'm assuming you drive. You're the only one that drives the truck. You gotta be the only one driving that truck, and the company's got to be okay with that. I'm assuming. I know, like they freaked out if we did anything to the forklifts at work. Okay. I need to exist. I have a copy of the game Ascension Apprentice Edition, which is an intro regular art game. Gave us some really low quality cardboard planes and quality box. Whew, getting tired. The first cat I designed and built a better set of coins, better box, and used the Ultimaker 3 extended print. Okay, so they're okay, so it's a little box for storing everything. There you go. We saw a bunch of these last week, didn't we? Our last contest stream. 55555. That's cool. I fixed this thing with a 3D printer. My Skull Candy Crusher wireless headphones had a broken yoke. I tried to fix it with hot glue, no luck. Yeah, that won't work. I've already tried that. Then I got an Ender 3, and you printed a replacement. Nice. There you go, easy peasy. I tried this on mine, it did not work, and then I ended up just building the Hedamames, and now I use the Hedamames as my, like, literally the. Remember those headphones that we built on stream? I daily drive those. Those are my normal everyday headphones. Are those Hedamames? Yep, permission first. Okay. Easily remove. That's true, but you're also messing around with the wiring. That's the thing. Like, you have to unplug the old stereo and plug in the new one. Something I need is this. I'm designing these leg extensions for my IKEA Lax table to fit underneath my fridge. Oh, they're okay. Little standoffs here. Very nice. Simple, simple. Edamames are food. Edamames are headphones. I actually have the Minamames right here. Yeah. Yeah, I got the Minamames. Actually, I could just. Yep, that works. Yeah, these are my travel headphones. Nice and simple. Yeah. Okay, I fixed this thing with 3D printer. I ordered a new fridge that was delivered. They had to take the door off to get into the house, and when they put it back together, they forgot a part, which I didn't notice for a few days. I tried to make a claim, but because I signed the paperwork stating there is no damage, they can't do anything. Ah, they gotcha. So I designed a part. It was to raise the floor to be able to catch the twisty thing, allowing the doors to open and close independently. Oh, I see. Okay, so. Oh. Yeah, I see what you mean. There you go. Super simple. I broke a 40mm fan. The pins fell off, no way to lock it. Used FreeCAD for 2 weeks now and designed this screen. Where I'm online, I'll post pictures after slow timer is 0. There you go. Oh! Oh! There you go. That's clever. I would have like just bought a new fan, but that is cool. And now you got fancy colors. The only thing is, hopefully it fits the same geometrically, because with injection molded plastic you can get away with more than with 3D printed plastic. So I'd be kind of worried about the structural integrity of the clips. But for, you know, temp fix, if dimension accuracy isn't an issue, send it. I fixed this thing with 3D printer. Dishwasher needed rescuing and she's not set for ABS, so I printed a couple of them off her. There you go. Little tabby thingies. That actually printed really clean. I'm assuming you had supports there. Don't know what it does, but it fixes a dishwasher, so that's good. I'm gonna add this one just because I turned out really good. I fixed a thing, I'm assuming, because it was a broken part that you replaced. Got a power loss protection working on a Vora machine? Alexander, no, because it runs Clipper. You can't do power loss on Clipper. For one, you can't rehome the Z on these machines, and you need to have the gantry retrimmed on every boot up. And yeah, so power loss, buy a UPS. That's the proper way to do power loss. Is just not have the power loss, because also PI beds, if the beds get cooled, odds are your parts coming off anyways. Okay, something that needed to exist. My window shade mount broke, so I designed and printed a new one that's more confidence inspiring than the original. So you got, oh yeah, that's a little, oof. Yeah, there ain't a lot of meat to that. There's the new one. There you go. Can I get a UPS for a UPS? I don't think you can daisy chain them. I don't think they like that. Okay, fix something with 3D printed. The pull-out handle on my roller suitcase didn't go down anymore, which was annoying. When I got home, I pulled the handle apart to find out the bottom that engages the handle lock had broken. Some quick CAD and a few prints later, you had a replacement. Nice. Easy peasy. We're having a lot of these like broken parts. This shows you how often people just like, well, I'll just buy a whole new suitcase. I'll just fix the part. But a lot of people, you need a 3D printer and whatnot for that. Costco doesn't have, I like getting my UPSs at Costco because if something goes wrong with them, you can just return them because it's Costco. I fixed the thing using a 3D printer. I moved into the house and one of the lights had 6 broken crystal bits. Popped in a Tinkercad and made something acceptable. Printed glow-in-the-dark filament and made it a bit interesting. Ooh, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Fancy. Fancy. Is this a light? I'm assuming it's a light. So hopefully the light doesn't get hot enough to melt the plastic, because that would be bad if these are lights. But I'm assuming they're probably LED, which don't get hot. Oh. I fixed this thing with 3 and the black adapter picture from replacing an old style pipe adapter in our house. The pipe itself is non-standard size due to swelling over the years, and the previous owner had made something out of a piece of plastic during an installed kitchen sink from IKEA. My V2 to the rest of his apartment. Shifter inside to build up a water, and it's my own design. There you go. Okay, so it's water, what you printed in. Hopefully you printed in ABS or something. Yeah, so it's an adapter. I see what you mean. You should be okay. Just keep an eye on it, just because it is. Here's the thing too. A lot of FDM stuff is not waterproof. It is porous. So just keep an eye on it. Make sure you don't have it like sweating water out. It's a drain, so it's not like water's filled in there unless you have a clog. Just keep an eye on it, kind of thing. So something I need to exist. Staying on the topic of house renovations, basement was fitting some ventilation this weird size. My guess is they skipped on using standard pipes and made it out of brick and mortar, probably. And it's designed an adapter that, there you go. You got a little fan there. There you go. Easy peasy. PETG printed hot. Yeah, PETG is what you want, like vase mode. PETG can do waterproof if you print at the right settings. I had to replace my desk lampshade with one that wouldn't block Wi-Fi signals to the smart bulb inside. That is a thing people have to worry about now, I guess. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, because smart bulbs have the Wi-Fi, and if you put them in a metal Faraday cage, they don't have the Wi-Fi. Since the wave share are difficult and expensive to get, are they now? I remember getting it on Amazon for not too bad. I drew housing in the Voron DC recommended Aki cam. What's the Aki cam? The camera will be mounted in 2020 frame and V2 tested more. I'm gonna look into this then. Aki cam. What is the Aki cam? What is the Aki cam? Oh, okay. It's just a cheap generic webcam. Huh. Desolate is fine on you. Okay, I'd have $3 apparently now. I fixed this thing with a 3D printer, helping me fix a magnifying glass that would not tighten the post. Okay, so again, we're up to $3 because again, didn't think I would have $3. Okay, needed to and probably does not model exist. My boss wasn't happy with the amount of dust filtering through the house when I was sanding drywall. V1 mostly test fit, and V2 PG add a secondary intake to keep the dust. Okay, so you built got a little adapter here. There you go. Oh, you got a little. Ooh, you got a little inlet there. I like this. I like this. Oh, coming to the end. We're coming to the end. Okay. I fixed this thing with 3D printer. My mom lost this mini part thing from a juicer machine, but I couldn't find any model fit, so I learned some Fusion to fix it. This is the final version, so I end up this doesn't leak. So what are we looking at here? I'm assuming it's the little plastic nubbin here. Nubbin, would that be the part? Nubbin, nipple thingy? I don't know. Okay. Have you ever had a tip of your leaf blower wear out? Print a new one for, there we go. My dad's ripped the blower on the ground from use. Decided, there you go. Super simple. Yeah, I guess they would wear out eventually if you're like dragging on the ground. Okay, I fixed this thing with 3D printer. New place, downstairs bathroom. Did not have any functioning sink drain. The lift rod was missing. I don't want to install the faucet at granite counter, so my mom wanted Tinkercad that could flex. Use it for years. So what is it? What is it? Oh, it's the pull rod. Really? It's lasting? These are usually metal. That is really close to the wall too. So the lift rod was missing. Yeah, this is really close to the wall. Normally you don't. I didn't build the house. I'm surprised that is holding up, because those are usually metal. And how'd you print it? What orientation? It just vertical. And that's holding up. That is a lot of layer line adhesion you're relying on. Laying down, okay, but still. I'm surprised that's working. Fixed with 3D printer, yoke holder replacement. Those who know, not so great chrome, but the little breaks off. Attached it with 2 hang screws. So a little headset thing. Okay, there you go. We already have one headset thing. I think that one's a little bit more to it. Okay. For the alignment tool, install handles on cabinet doors. I'm redoing the doors and not want to measure all the doors, so I made a left and right jig. There you go. Jigs are awesome. Jigs are awesome. 3D printed jigs are awesome because you could just quickly make a jig for whatever you need and then just print it, and it's reusable or disposable or whatever, and you can modify it easily. Continuous fiber strand. Okay, so what's this? Impeller on 20-year-old heat sealer broken 2. Couldn't suck the air out of the bags anymore. Real design is first, second design installed, and version 2 was something that needed to exist. And this is Wi-Fi reception at my grandmother's kitchen was very spotty, but I replaced to use her tablet. She recently got one of the new worse now. Rather than try to persuade her to take her tablet in the living room, was either assembling a Yaga antenna to boost the signal. Ooh. That is an old router. That is an old router, and that works. What is that? Is that just a bunch of nails in a 3D printed part? And it works? Okay. So we got an impeller. We'll do the impeller. Fix this thing with 3D printer. Impeller. That is an old router. Sorry, okay. I have a drawer of Imperial bolts. It was a pain to find them, so I made a tool that works great. So you got a little screw sorter or bolt sorter. There you go. Boost from 75 to 60. That's not bad. My router doesn't even have an external antenna, so I can't do anything like that, but I've got no issues with signal quality anywhere in my house. Needed to reduce adapter on my blower fan to detachable ducting. Immediate need was to prevent water damage. It was also super handy for general air moving in the future. Okay, ooh, that's a biggie. That's a big an adapter. I think this one's kind of cool though. They're crazy expensive. They wanted 130 for a new one. Oof. Yeah, these I've seen these around. I remember my shop had some. I know they're not cheap. They're good though. Something I replaced my old alarm system that came in the house with modern self-install one. Removed the control panel and discovered a giant hole in the wall. Yeah, we had the same issue upstairs on ours. Luckily, our new one came with like a plate to cover the old one. So you just printed a cover plate. There you go, easy peasy. And honestly, nobody's gonna know that's 3D printed unless you tell them, because people don't look at that kind of stuff. Something I need is a simple wall mount for my two 15-inch monitors. Nothing exactly what I'm looking for in the design cost. There you go. So, oh, these just clip over the monitor. Oh. So the monitor doesn't have VESA, obviously. What kind of monitors are these? They're like USB-C. Are these USB-C monitors? Yeah, 15-inch USB-C monitors. I'm assuming it's USB-C. Yeah, that works. It just clips on. The only thing, you might want to try and figure out something to lock it, because it could just, potentially slide off, maybe? I don't know how grippy it is, but that's super simple. I think the other adapter's cooler, though. I think the other adapter's cooler. Oh, hey, tripod. Oh, they wanted 130 for just the adapter? Yeah, F that. F that. Yeah, they're just cheap USB-C monitors. Nice. I don't know if I have USB-C on this computer. I gotta look. Oh, I will, because I gotta, oh man, it's gonna be fun in like a couple weeks. I gotta like rebuild all my computers in like a week or two. Why not a VESA mount? Because I don't think these don't have VESA mounts. they have this little like bar here for like tripoding it, but they don't have a VESA mount. I don't see a VESA mount. Okay, I fixed this thing with 3D printer. I had a baby gate we used to keep the dogs out of the kitchen break. The locking mechanism broke. The model isn't made anymore and couldn't find parts anywhere. Rather than spend $60 on a new one, designed and printed a new one. CAD to the rescue. Super simple. Booyah. There you go. Easy peasy. And it's not a long layer line, so it should be pretty strong enough. I think we had, yeah, we had like, I think we had almost the exact same latch or gate on our house for the little guy. I missed one? Oh, I missed one. Okay. Major Gaming Geek. After soldering the HDMI ports to the LiveView Solo Professional Bonded Connector Video Encoder. Those are words. I modeled up an HDMI port brace. It would not happen again. I installed these on the LiveView Solos. I repair the HDMI port on, install it. Okay, so it's just a little reinforcement piece. I'm trying to is this like just a reinforcement piece, I'm assuming? To keep it from like breaking? Internal HDMI port brace for a LiveView Solo professional grade wireless video encoder. Okay. Cool. I have no idea what that is. What is a LiveView Solo HDMI? I need an adult. LiveView Solo. I just want to know what that is. Oh, it's a streaming. Okay, so it's for streaming. Ooh, streaming 4K. Ooh. So it's an audio. It's a video streamer. Okay. Oh, is it like one of those Twitch backpack things? Yeah, IRL live stream. Yeah, it's like a Twitch backpack thing. I'm hoping that's actually kind of nifty. That this is a small little niche case, but you know what? I think it's kind of cool. I think it's kind of cool. So it's like really like 3D printing like a niche case. Like I can do it. A streaming system where you shove 8 SIM cards, and it can use all those to stream. Oh, cool. I fixed it with 3D printer. Okay, a few months ago, one of the nose pieces of my glasses broke. Unfortunately, I have poor enough vision that I can't function without them. When I was going to take 2 weeks for replacement parts to arrive at the shop, within a couple days, I had my dad design a piece that fit the bridge and printed center to this. Yeah, TPU wouldn't be too bad for that. There you go. Easy peasy. At least you didn't have to go all Harry Potter and tape them. Okay. So, I think that's about it. Let me double check everything here. Double check everything here. I got a bunch of DMs. I gotta just double check, make sure I'm not leaking anything. Okay, I think we're good there. Okay. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna get into voting here in a minute. Whoop. Just send me like, no. Are we good? Dang it, no, not again. Ugh. The stupid circle things are going around on Twitter. It's so annoying. Okay. You can see a print I did with stock full speeds. I don't think it's bad. Save $10. There you go. Yeah, I'm hoping when so apparently GoPro fixed it where I can now stream from this to my phone to YouTube. So I'm really hoping at Rocky Mountain Rep Rap Fest I can stream from this instead of my phone, because it should be better quality, because actual image stabilization versus me shaky hand cam. So I can mount this on something we can walk around. Really hoping I'd be able to do that. We'll see. I should probably check that out. You check your DM. Did you DM me? It's too late for entries. Entries close at 11. They just show some CAD repair I did for a baby piano. That's cool. Yeah, I have to lock off entries at a certain point. So, and I don't see, if you DM me during a live stream, I don't see it. You just fired off an entry. No, you didn't. The entry's closed at 11. Gotta read the instructions, folks. Gotta read the instructions. We're in judging time now. Okay, so we are gonna do the I fixed it category first, okay? So we have the I fixed it category. Now the poopy thing is we have more than 4 people here. Obviously, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And YouTube only allows you to vote 4 things at a time. So I'm gonna have to break this down into 8. And then we'll do 2 rounds. We'll do a semifinal round and then a final round. So I need to get rid of 3 of these. Magnifying glass. That. The impeller beat that one. Which one of these is the odd one out? Fixing broken electronic parts. I think the this one beats this one. I try to kind of put things in categories, and if something's like a double, I okay, so there are our 4. Okay. So now we need to finalize these to more than 4, or just, okay, so let's see here. Problem is these are all too big, probably, yeah. Okay. So let's see here. How can we do this? How can we do this? I'm gonna put this here. I'm gonna hide chat. Okay. So, because we need to narrow this down. We need to narrow this down. So all these are on the Discord. Okay. So, engage with my audience. Start a poll. Okay, round 1. One is cat door. 2 is lamp base. 3 is pedal. 4 is impeller. There you go. We'll let it go for a couple minutes. The top 2 will move on to the final. Top 2 move on to the final. I don't know. Call YouTube and ask them. I have no control over that. Like, I mean, technically, like, we should probably go, like, I only pair these up because they're the 4 on the screen. While that does that, I'm going to, I don't know. Should I unbox this printer? What's in the box? Let's see what's in the box. I got an Anycubic here. Oh, there's a smiley face on it. Let's see what's in the box here. They reached out to me on like Monday and this thing already showed up. That was quick. I do like when they put it in a bag where you can just kind of pull it out. I like that way of unboxing stuff. Ooh, this is gonna be tight. This is gonna be tight. Okay, right now we got, it is, let's put the clock up. Which one's the clock? No, that's not the clock. That's the overlay. That's not the clock. That's not the clock. Okay, I don't have the clock on this one. Well, we're gonna give it 1 more minute. 1 second here. Okay. 12:43, we're gonna call it. 12:43, we're gonna call it. At 12:43, the top two are gonna move on because this is really close. Why not sell the printer in a bag like milk? Oh, that's cool. Look at me, I'm a Minecraft person that has hot takes occasionally. Okay, so that's okay. Yeah, that's a big resin. That's a big resin. Yeah, didn't Dream get in a bunch of trouble? I don't know. I have no idea. I don't follow that at all. Oh no, I'm Marshmallow. Is this Marshmallow? Is Marshmallow the smiley face? Because Dreams, I don't know. I don't watch any of that. Okay. Oh, okay, so... Oh, I let it go too far. Okay, so... Impeller and cat door made it. So, Impeller and cat door made it. So... Okay, so now you got these four. These fine four individuals. Okay. Four. Okay. Start a pull. So one is, what is that? Bat connector. Two is, three is headphone fix. Four is LED glow in the dark thing. There you go. Cool. And let me put the timer up. So we will let this go. It's 12:45, 12:47. 2 minutes, 12:47. Well, it's the top two. It's just the top two. Carry on. Is this another bag? Yeah. I love the English on this. It's an Anycubic photon. On the top, you got a sticker for freedom to make. For freedom to make. That didn't last long. What are we at right now? What are you, Laxing Caddy mix? What's the next comp? I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. I'm thinking I might do memes. We might do a fun month because I try to make it different. Like some I'm gonna repeat. The show off your battle station, like show off your 3D printer setups. I think we're gonna make that like a yearly thing, or every like we'll repeat it often. But I don't want to do like. There are some of the categories that I think we could do more often than others, and I do like having new stuff as well. So, but I don't like categories. I try to keep it as open as possible so that anyone has a chance of entering and winning. Like I don't want to have a show off your 3D CAD skills type contest because there are certain people that will have a clear advantage in that one. Like you're gonna have somebody roll up and like, yeah, I design, you know, I work for Ford and I design cars all day in CAD. And here's, you know, an amazing thing I did in CAD. And then you got little Timmy where I made a doorknob. So like, yeah. Okay, we're shutting it down in a couple seconds here. Remember, there's an 8-second delay. Okay, so bat connector. and LED glow in the dark thingy. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. So, moving on to the final round here. Can I like control zoom with this? Yeah, see, that's the problem with paint. Paint, you can only do like 50% zoom, so you can't zoom at like percentages. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, hopefully you know what the numbers are. Start a poll. Okay, so 1 is cat door, 2 is battery, 3 is impeller, and 4 is glow in the dark LED lights. There you go. Get the clock up. Unless it's a clear blowout, we do a runoff, by the way. So unless it's a clear blowout, if the top 2 are within a chance where if the other 2 were to drop out, 1 may win. It may change. We do a runoff. So I'll give you until like what, 12:51. 12:51. So now I have another box. Yay. Well, I'm not looking at the results until 12:51. That's gonna win. We'll see. We'll see. You gotta have some faith. You never know. Something can sneak up from behind. I'll finish the V-Core this weekend, have organized a bunch of stuff. There you go. Battery's overrated. Okay, let me peek in here. What do we got? Cat door and battery and impeller. Yeah, battery's winning, but doesn't have a majority. We might be doing a runoff. Basically, if it's 40% is usually my cutoff point. Because for all I know, a bunch of people everyone who likes cat door might like impeller more than battery connector. So we're probably going to do a runoff. We'll see. Impeller saved a 20-year-old valuable device without replacing. See, we have somebody here trying to sweeten the deal in cat. So that's the problem. We have cat. The cat people are a vocal group that just see cat and they vote. Would this be the same result if this was a doggo door? Hard to say. Hard to say. We need ranked choice polling. I don't think YouTube supports ranked choice polling. I mean, we could manually do it. I could run this again and be like, what is your second option? Okay, so we're gonna end it here. I'm gonna do a runoff between battery connection and a impeller. So we're gonna do a runoff. So back connector and impeller. And no, I'm not renaming them. I'm being lazy. Or renumbering them. Start a poll. Winner. Runoff. 3. Impeller. Go burr. And 2. There you go. The numbers on them, 3 and 2. Also, I put the names there, so it should be relatively easy. Oh, this is gonna be tight. Okay, we're gonna go till 12:55. At 12:55, I am hitting the end button on it. I also have 1 and 4. Yeah, but those numbers are behind, so obviously they're not on top. I also want to give a shout out to Anycubic for sending 2 kilograms of resin. Get my cancer on, yeah. Where are we at right now? We've still got some time. Is that it? No, that ain't it. How do I not have a connector for that? Really? Don't have a connector for that? Ugh. Really? Ugh. That's USB 3. Question, can you use a USB 3.0 cable and a USB 2.0 cable with a USB 3.0 device to connect the two, and will you get USB 3.0 speeds if you do that? I gotta pull some data off a hard drive, and it's USB A to B, but I don't have a USB 3.0 A to B, but they're both USB 3.0. 2.0 cable is 2.0 speeds. Dang it. Okay, shoot. Cable matters. Okay, I'll dig around, see what I can find. Okay. Oh, we're coming up. We're coming up. Oh, this is close. Oh, remember there's a delay, so you'll see it close before it actually hits that time. But on my screen, we're hitting it. 3, 2, 1, boom, close and pull. BatCon is our winner. Bat connector is our winner. Congratulations, bat connector, battery connector. Okay, now I gotta find it in here. It's up near the top, wasn't it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? BatCon. No, BatCon. There we go. Oh, hit the wrong button. Okay, apply. Winner! I fixed this with a 3D printer. No. There we go. So, we have the winner for that one. Now we have to go through here. So, for this one, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ooh, 10. Okay, so I gotta get rid of 2. I gotta get rid of 2. The light slit thing is probably pretty, it's simple. And I think this one's cool, but I think other things, because this is just cool because it's nifty. This is very executive decision. Executive decision. Okay. The bottle stand is pretty cool. I like the bottle stand because it's a print-in-place cap. That's pretty nifty. Okay. So, again, we go here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Start a pull. Okay, so for 1 we got 2. We have and there we go. So let me get the clock up here. There we go. So while this is going on, because remember the winners are going to get some Polymaker filament, but you too may be able to get some Polymaker filament as well, because every stream we give away a spool of Polymaker filament. So make sure you enter for your chance. Link in the description below. We're going to let this go until 1 p.m. What is 2? It's a VESA mount adapter. Also, if you want to help support the channel, the content I create, and the things I do, consider checking out the links in the description below, like Polymaker. They're affiliate links. They don't cost you anything extra and go a long way in supporting the channel. Or you can support the channel directly by becoming a channel member, a Patreon supporter, gifting memberships to others, or, you know, the good old-fashioned super chat. Don't forget to like that smash button. And if you're not subscribed, why? If you're not subscribed, let me know. Why aren't you subscribed to the channel? What's going on? No VESA. See, here's the thing. I make the no VESA joke, and there's like 3 Canadians in chat who might understand that reference. Oh, are people picking on, is Dave not doing too good? Oh, let's close it out. Oh, Dave. Hey, you won twice last week. So what do we got? We got the soldering station and the VESA mount. So let's see here. So soldering station and VESA mount, move on. So these two, sorry, Dave. Okay, and now we got these ones. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Cedric gets 5 community memberships. Cheers. Start a poll. Round 2. Oh, we might have dropped for a second. I think we're back. OBS dropped for a second. Okay, so is and 4. We have the, there we go. Okay. For 2 hours. Normally we stream for about, normally these streams go for 3 hours. So we probably won't go the full 3 today. We'll probably, after we get this done, we'll probably do a little wrap up chit chat and then we'll call it. Sorry, Dave, I can't let you do that. And Crystal gifted 5 community memberships. Cheers, Crystal. So we're gonna let this go until like 104. Hydro 1, your electricity statement is ready. How much do I owe for electricity this month? Oof. What's going on? I took a screenshot with my phone. The moment I took a screenshot, my headphones died. You guys still hear music? That's really weird. Literally the moment I took a screenshot with my phone, my headset turned off. Maker gifted 10 community memberships. Cheers! Make a Meraki. Camera focus. Yeah, it'll do that sometimes. Okay, so what are we at right now? We got 10 seconds here. Oh, 3 seconds. Okay, so moving on, we got crimping storage and what's it? Crimping storage and speaker installed. Okay, so let's see here. So you go bye-bye, and you go bye-bye. Okay, so we got our finalists. Oh, sweet. I only got to renumber one of them. So, 1 second here. There we go. Boom. There we go. Sweet. You guys did that just so I wouldn't have to renumber everything. There we go. Look at that. 4. I should move that up a bit. With my elite MS Paint skills. There we go. Okay, so start a poll, and 1, we got 2, we got 1. There we go. So this is for the finalists, or for the winner. So again, unless we have a blowout, we'll go to a runoff, and we will give this till, I don't know, 110. 110. Want music? There is music. There. You can see the music right there. Desktop audio. It's playing. We got tunes going. Although it seems to be really laggy on my end. Like I'm watching the feedback and it's a little laggy. I don't know. How much is my delay? 1 second. Or actually, no, I got a bloody clock here I can see. Okay, I've got an 8-second delay. 10-second delay, okay. I'm like, I'm gonna clap my hands. If only I had some sort of device that was counting the exact time so I could see how much the delay is. A big brain. Biggest brain on YouTube. The solder station is pretty custom though, because it's built using an old computer power supply. Now, I don't like turning off my phone Bluetooth because I like it auto connects when I get into my car. So I don't like turning it off. It's recycling. Well, they're all, of course they're all very custom because all these things are things that needed to exist that didn't exist. So odds are most of them are going to be custom. Say hi, please. Hi, please. I technically could go with a higher or lower latency, but I'd have to stream at 1080p. And I like streaming at 1440p because it allows me to use a higher bit rate. So if you're watching at 1080p, it looks better. My speakers. I don't have speakers in this room. Oh, those speakers. Who has a 3D printer? I don't know. Who does have a 3D printer in today's day and age? Let's be honest. What really sucks is I haven't been able to fly quads in like a month. So the video on a 3D printed frame is delayed because the weather's been absolute poop out. What are we at right now? We got 45 seconds. Is there a clear winner? Oh no, we're doing a runoff. We're doing a runoff on this one. Somebody say Clipper? I've got like, I think I recorded like 10 takes of different setups for that. If you're a member of the channel or Patreon, I actually put up a little behind the scenes video on that, so you get to see all the takes I did for Joel's video today. It was funny. He like calls me on Wednesday afternoon. He's like, "Hey, I got an idea. Can you film something for me quick?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." What camera I use? This right here is a Sony A6300. The SVO6 running around. Yeah, because it was printing. I wasn't going to stop the print, but I am going to stop the poll. So we are going to have a runoff, it looks like, between the Fume Buster and no VESA. Or correction, not no VESA. Oh, because it's out of order. There you go. Fume Buster and tool storage. Okay. Start pull. There we go. Yes, I know I put number 2. You should be able to figure it out. So this is for the winner. This is for the winner. So I know somebody's going to get confused about what number is 2? If 1 is 1, what is 2? I can't figure out. Words are hard. What was my Twitter thing about yesterday? I wonder if the Prusa i3 Mark IV is going to be a Core XY. It's the 4th iteration of the i3 platform. Therefore, the 4th iteration of the i3 platform is going to be a Delta, I think. Numbers are hard. All winners. Everyone is a winner, except for Bob. Bob's entry was not a winner. Bob is now banned from the community. If you don't know what I'm talking about, that's good. You missed that part of the stream. Insert all the proofs of mark. Build prep food and bar shields. They have a Delta. Prusa bought a whole company that builds Deltas. I don't know how long we're gonna let this run for. What time is it? What time is it? We'll give it to 1:15, although I think it's pretty obvious. I voted wrong by accident. I'm not gonna restart the poll for one entry. If we're within one entry, we'll take it to consideration. Switching type switching. We're coming out with a brand new printer. All it is a big CR10 with stuff from the new Enders on it. What are we gonna call it? Are we gonna call it a CR? Are we gonna call it an Ender? No, we're gonna call it the M4. Okay, is there an M1 to 3? No. What's the M stand for? Money. Because we're gonna charge $1,000 for it. Why you would ever buy that thing over a V400 or Bamboo, I will never understand. The M stands for money, because you're going to need many monies to waste on that thing. Money for us. There you go. This is reality. We're coming out with a new printer. Oh, damn it, Jim! I was in the back room and I tripped over this thing of long extrusions. Can we just, you know, put these on our existing printer and call it a new thing? Why, Bob, you're promoted. A reverse bed slinger. Okay, so we're ending it here. So it looks like Fume Cancer Remover won. So congratulations, Fume Cancer Remover. Who is that? Adoos? So let me end the poll. Did I end the poll? I did. I got like 183 votes and we got 334 people in chat. How did 100 of you did not vote? What the heck? Crystal gifted 5 community memberships? Really? Where? That is not popping up on my YouTube feed. If that's a bug, is it bugging out on me? Is the overlay bugging out on me? I think the overlay is bugging out on me. Okay, I gotta find Fume Cancer. There it is. Okay, 1 second here. Reply. Winner. Something that needed to exist. There we go. Yeah, I think my overlay is bugging out. 1 second here. Refresh cache. A 100 people haven't liked the smash button. What is wrong with you? You push the button. You get the dopamine response from the number going up. Okay, cool. So that was fun. So both winners have been called out in the challenge channel. I will DM you later. I'm gonna need some information from you. Make sure you read it. Because when I say, hey, I need your address and your name and your phone number and your email address to ship it, I need those things. So don't just go, my name's Bob, here's my address. I was like, okay, I need the rest of the info. And then I also need to know what you want off the store. So go start browsing. Go, hey, link in the description. Go check out the Only Benchy store. You can get this hat there. You can buy this hat. It's really cool. And then also, we're gonna do a draw for some Polymaker filament in a little bit. So make sure you enter, everyone in chat, enter for your chance. Link in the description. My name is address. Here's my Bob. Okay, so I gotta figure out where to put this guy now. No. Got too many T-Rex. For some reason I have 2 T-Rex skulls. I don't know why, but I do. And your car number. And can you read the 3 digits off the back too? Okay, I gotta find that cable because I gotta figure out what's on this SSD. One of these cables is not like the other. But unfortunately, this room is a mess. What is this? You know what sucks about hard drives? You can find an old hard drive that looks mint and you're like, oh my God, I can use this thing. And then you look at it and it's like 160 gigs and you're like, oh, that thing's ancient. It's possible to do the IDEX mod intended for the Trident on the V1 that is on the table right now. No! There's not, other than the frame, nothing on here is compatible. Other than the frame. And you're doing a Tridex on a frame this size, you would not be efficient. So, no. No. Just get rid of that 160 unit. Well, no, I've got, okay, so I'm going to be doing computer upgrades. So remember how I've been talking about I need to upgrade my server? So somebody reached out to me and they have a CPU that would be an upgrade for my main computer. Okay, so upstairs, my main computer, I have a Ryzen 3700, okay? And they reached out, they have a better one, and they're willing to part with it with a price that I've agreed on that's quite good. So they're sending me that CPU, it's a 3950X. So that's gonna go in that computer upstairs. I'm gonna get a new motherboard for that computer so I can get 2.5 gig Ethernet as well and upgrade a few. I wanna get a full-size ATX motherboard up there. So that CPU and motherboard then comes down to this computer. So this computer will be upgraded from a Ryzen 3100 to a 3700X. So we have more power on this computer because remember what was happening with the trying to slice something the other day. It was a little that. So anyways, and the thing is I can't just swap the CPU because that motherboard has 6 SATA ports. This motherboard only has 4. I need 6 because I have 5 hard drives that I need to use for my Unraid thing. So then that motherboard CPU goes in here. This motherboard and CPU go into the Unraid server. So that's the advantage of everything being AM4 is I can just shuffle everything down the pipe. And with a B550, I could even upgrade it again if I needed to, because there's better. I think the 5000 series, I think I can go as far. I can't go to 7000. I could buy a SATA SAS card. So with Unraid, you need an HBA card, and those are a couple $100. Or yeah, you can buy it for like $50, but I could just swap the motherboards and I have enough because I only have 5 hard drives. So I got to do the whole computer shuffle. I'll probably end up reinstalling Windows on both computers as well, because that install of Windows is like 3 or 4 years old now, and it's starting to get cranky. So I may do a fresh install of Windows and go to Windows 11 on that, and then same on this computer. So we'll see. So the plan was originally to just buy a new computer for the Unraid, like upgrade the server, because that considering how much I rely on that server now for the YouTube channel, because all my data for all my videos is on that thing, and it's a CPU from 2007 and a motherboard that is as old. I'm probably gonna start blowing caps on it soon. I kind of want to upgrade that, so instead of just buying that, I'm upgrading everything in the pipeline, so that's good. And it'll be better for this computer too, because it'll have I'm doubling the power of this computer that we use for streaming. So that way, hey, guess what? We're now a Kerbal Space Program 2 channel. We're gonna start streaming Kerbal Space Program 2. Because I would actually like to do community like hangouts, like unofficial streams that are like one and done. Like you got to be there to see them and then they disappear at some point. But this computer, the video card in this one ain't too bad. This one's a 1060. It only does encoding, basically. Euro Plays is coming, maybe. Scott Land. Yeah, oh, I know. I was watching Scott Manley's stream Kerbal Space Program earlier today. Win 11, Shift F10, Ubi, bypass NRO. You will thank me later. I don't know what that does. We'll see. I gotta pull my serial. I gotta pull my CD keys off these too. I gotta back that up because they're Windows 7 CD keys that they still use. Claim the upgrade and all on your business expenses. Oh, I know. I gotta go talk to an accountant still. I will not go to Windows 10. Apparently, it's not too bad. I'm probably just gonna stay with Windows 10 for now because I'm like, I was one of those that held out on Windows 7 to the last minute. But at least with Windows, you can just upgrade. You just upgrade. You just push a button and it upgrades. So the MS login account thing. I have an MS account on my computer upstairs. I went and made one. I don't like it. I don't like a PIN number, but it is what it is. Although my wife's computer needs an upgrade. We're completely skipping my wife's computer. She's still on the i5 2500K. That used to be my main computer before I upgraded to the Ryzen 3700. I miss XP. So, okay, 3950 is very nice, but old motherboard, make sure you update. I'm getting a new motherboard. I'm putting it in a B550 motherboard. A B550. So I'm putting in a B550, so I get PCI Express 4.0. And one of the reasons too is a 2.5 gig Ethernet switch in it. So that way, if I do, and I do plan on upgrading the home network to 2.5 gig because I do my editing over Ethernet. I have an old XP on Athlon. So my laptops are a little older. They're like, I think my laptop's like an i7 60 something 6000 series, but it's a laptop, so it's dual core. Or it's an i5. It's an i5. I don't know. I put Linux Mint on it. I use it when I'm traveling. It's good enough. But my wife wants to play the Harry Potter game because she's a huge Harry Potter fan. And she's like, I'll just wait for the Switch version. I'm like, it barely runs on like decent computers and you're going to play it on the Switch? I'm like, it's going to look like poop. You can run a direct line between the NAS and the PC. You can... Well, I don't need 10. I don't need 10. Better take higher board B versions. Do not get full power. $10 more, and you could do more. Well, I can't remember which one I was looking at. It's an MSI board. It's like an MSI something Pro ATX. B550 is a bit limited. I only have the one NVMe. Here's the thing. I have a NAS. I have an Unraid server with like right now 12 terabytes of storage. So on my computer upstairs, all I have is a 1 gigabyte NVMe that has Windows and my programs and games, and then I have an SSD that has like downloads and stuff like that. So it's plenty fast. I only need one NVMe drive. Like I only need the one NVMe, and then I'm going to be swapping out. I got a 1.6 terabyte SSD I'm going to put in it. Lizard FS with 420 terabytes. Nice. I don't need that much storage. Yeah, Jose, make sure you entered. So right now, actually, no, I only have 8 terabytes on it because I don't have a drive installed right now. So right now on my network, like my biggest folder is network. Actually, I just pull up the page. 1 second here. Tower. Log in. Oh, yeah, the UPS. Oh, yeah, that's good. So the power never went out long enough during all that to take out my server. So the server's been online. So yeah, like right now, I'm only using 22% of my 8 terabytes. And I'm throwing another 4 terabytes in there whenever I do the upgrade. But this is the problem right here on the home server. Xeon X5450 with, what is that? 8 gigs of DDR2 AliExpress RAM. That's 4 2-gig sticks, by the way. Extreme tech upgrade from LTT. Every time I talk about anything computer, everyone's like, gotta work with Linus. I'm like, it doesn't work that way. I just can't, you know, like, I just can't pull up. Okay, Linus technically is in my DMs on Twitter, but like, I can't just go, hey dude, build me a computer. It doesn't work that way. CPU getting much? It does when I'm editing. So when I'm editing and constantly sending stuff to and from the server, it is a little, it does start getting up there, and I do use it for Plex. The thing is, I do want to start playing around with more. I want to put a VM on it, and a few other things. Because basically what I would like is I would like to have a VM on here that's like locked in. So that way when we get like funky stuff that come with some of these printers, like I don't want to install a version of like Cura. I don't want to install a million Curas on this print computer, right, from who knows where. So I would like to have a VM that's like saved, that I could just like load up every time and it just deletes everything after. Toma, I love when people talk shit about one of the biggest tech channels that on YouTube that has hundreds of 100+ employees. They obviously don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing if they, you know, are one of the most successful YouTube channels in terms of like how big of a company they are for how big they are. VirtualBox. Windows Sandbox instead of, yeah, we'll see. I do want to set up some other stuff too. You know, Sandbox, or, well, I also need to run it while also running Windows. That's the thing. Like, I'm running Windows right now. Like, I can't, like, the stream is running off this computer. I don't want hundreds of employees. I don't want any employees. I just want a little, I'm fine with just me. For the content I'm doing, I don't need an editor. I can't afford an editor, let's be honest. I just need more space. That is my biggest problem, is space. Put Calvin to work. He does come down here and work sometimes. He does. It's super cute. Huge amount of paperwork and overhead. I know, that's why, that's the advantage of the way I do things now. I'm the editor, I do everything. I'm the cameraman. Well, technically the tripod is the cameraman, but it's a lot easier to be a small YouTuber full-time when you're the only expense. And my mortgage. Speaking of, are there any Saudi oil princes in chat? Doggo generates. I can see if Doggo's out there. I don't think he is. I don't know if the wife left for work yet. Yeah, he's not out there. No, Doggo. Yeah, what's your retirement plan? Oh, well, you know, like all people nowadays, my retirement plan is be a live streamer. Just hope Mr. Beast pops into chat one day and drops a few 100,000. That's my retirement plan. Jimmy, where are you? I'm a Nigerian prince. How can I help you? Yeah, Crystal does some of the thumbnails for the videos, so shout out to Crystal. Street Corner said we'll pull pants up for food. Hey, do you think there's anything behind this apron right now? I'm flush with canola oil, tinkered, and $2. Cheers. My retirement involves cremation. Here's $100K, build more Vorons. I'm like, okay, I can do that. That's enough to pay off what's left on the mortgage, and then I could rent something. The thumbnail was impressive today. Which one? For the stream? I did that in 2 seconds on canvas. Build $100,000 worth of Vorons. Now, technically, okay, so let's do some counting. How many Vorons have I built so far? Okay. So we'll start left to right, and then okay, so 1, 2, 3. We're gonna count rebuilds. 4, 5, 6, 7 full rebuilds, because this has been every version. It's been a 2.0, 2.1, 2.2, and 2.4. The gantry rebuild doesn't count. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Are we counting microns? Yeah. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 18, 19, 19. 19 Vorons I have built. I have built 19 Vorons, including the one that's in progress. Printer Cepheus. There's still a part on here. The filament or the Bowden tube inlet on this thing is V2.0. It is the oldest part still on this printer, other than some electronic mounts under the hood. So the SSR mount on that and the PTFE inlet are the oldest parts on that machine, and they're V2.0. They're printed in ABS on my V1.5. Oh no, 19, because that was a V1.5 first. 19. I have built 19 Vorons because that was a V1.5, then it was a V2.2 that I built, got it wired up, and never actually finished getting it set up, and then I rebuilt it into a 2.4. So yeah, so 19 Vorons I have built. Yeah, I counted the switch wire twice because I built the switch wire as a beta version, and then we rebuilt it on stream. How many non-Voro printers are in the other room? Let's go take a looky-look. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16? 16. Yeah, 16. But a lot of them are like that little like Kingrun KP or KP5 and like some Saval SVO4, like cheap bed flingers. Basically, if you see me do an unboxing on it and then you haven't seen it since, it's probably sitting in the other room. 27 printers in all that I have on hand, probably, plus 2 CNCs. 2 CNCs or 3 CNCs? 2 CNCs. So there's one there and there's one in the other room. Yeah. I think I have a problem. Well, it's kind of my job. Like, I'm a YouTuber. If a company reaches out like, hey, do you want to like take a printer for an unboxing? I'm like, I'm gonna say yes, because that's content. See, Joel has the advantage because Joel lives in Seattle, so he just gives them away locally. I don't have a lot of people local to me, and I guess I probably could do a, hey, meet me up somewhere and we'll get rid of a bunch of printers, but we'll see. Any plans for the rat rig CNC? Potentially. I've talked to somebody who might send me a kit. donate to school. The problem is I've looked into that and I can't figure out how to do it around me. I know, like, they don't have 3D printing programs or anything like that around me. Ship them all to Murph. Wendy's parking lot. There is a Wendy's near me. Drive 9 hours. You're in Montreal though, so I have they don't live in Montreal anymore. They're in the Sherbrooke area. Any community maker? There is one. I thought it closed down during Rona, but I guess they just stopped posting to their Facebook page. I gotta reach out to them and see. Raffle? Yeah, we'll do the raffle in a little bit. I think we'll end the stream at 1:45. We'll do the giveaway and then we'll call it there. Send me the micron. No, I'm not giving away the Vorons. Repcord! Hey, Booch. You're a rep. I would love that. I wish there was a Rep Rap Festival in Canada, but there are no. There's one. There was Maker Fair. Was it Maker Fairs? I think Toronto had a Maker Fair, but they haven't for a long time. And I think Calgary or Edmonton has, but that's like that's, you gotta fly out there. So yeah, that's the thing. So for me, like, the closest Rep Rap Fests are Murph is a 4-hour drive across the border. Irf is a 9-hour drive across the border. I'm flying to Rocky Mountain Rep Rap Fest. I got to figure out if I can do Smurf. And then Chicago Rapid TCT is easy to go to because that's in Chicago, which is 4-hour drive. So, Pooch, are you going to Rapid TCT Chicago? If you're there still, should start one. I don't think it's that easy. Also, here's the problem. I'm in Southern Ontario. And the thing with Canada is we have big cities, but they're like 2 to 3 hours apart. So I don't know if we could support one here, which is really shitty because Windsor has a massive amount of injection molding. Like tool and mold is big here, but there's like nothing with 3D printing around here at all. When's the next rat? Next Tuesday. We'll go back to Rat Rig Tuesdays next Tuesday. We're taking this week off the builds because we had the unboxing on Tuesday, and then tomorrow, instead of going to the V0, we're going to do the Delta. So it's possible, undetermined yet. Enjoy the last TCT. Yeah, it'll be interesting. So luckily, Detroit for me is literally like, it's a 30-minute drive from my house because I just hop across the border there in Detroit. But wife's got the week booked off, so I'm good to go for that one, and I'm just going to drive over and get a hotel. So that one's not too bad for me. Never been to Chicago, so that'll be interesting. 3D printing storefront downtown Windsor, but no idea what they do. They have a Facebook page, but they seem kind of weird. The only ones I know of in Windsor is Replatech, and they make filament. But that's what they do. They make filament. Can I see Detroit from my house? If I go to the train track, so if there's train tracks kind of over there. If I go over the train tracks, I can look down the train tracks and I can see the Ren-Cen, which isn't the Renaissance Center anymore. I don't know what it's called anymore. It's like the Kobo Center. It was hilarious. I coming back from the border, and they're like, "Where did you go?" I'm like this was when I was going to the Rapid TCT. I'm like, "Oh, a trade show at the Kobo Hall, or whatever it's called now." I called it its new name, and the guard just the border guard just like, "Yeah, it's weird calling it that." I'm like, "Yeah, it's the Kobo Center." And he's like, "Yeah." Is it the GM building now or something? I can't remember what it's called. Shop on OLED. Do you know what it's called? Yeah, the GM building. Yeah, that's boring. It was the Renaissance Center. Let's see. It'd be cool to have like a Southern Ontario Rep Rap Fest, because I'm pretty sure if we could make it work, there'd be enough people from Detroit coming over. But we'll see. I don't know. That's a little out of my budget, among other things right now. Yeah, it's always it's the Kobo Center. Remember my dad taking me there for the Detroit Auto Show when I was a kid. People in Detroit have 3D printers. Yeah, because you can't have shit in Detroit, so you need something to replace everything. with a rip wrap. I don't know, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Prepping flint. Flint's nice. I used to go across all the time. So I used to, back in the day, before I got into 3D printing, back when I was single, lived at home, and had disposable income, or getting married and buying a house, I did a lot of USPSA, and I would go over to Detroit and Michigan to shoot a lot for matches. So raccoon hunters, DSC, for those that happen to know that area. And I would shoot USPSA matches over there all the time because Pew Pew rules in the States are a lot more fun than Pew Pew rules in Canada. So yeah, so like there was like a summer where every other weekend I was in Michigan for a match. That's what it's called, Huntington Place. Yeah, that threw me off. The border guard's like, yeah, you call it Kobo. I'm like, it's Kobo. Actually, it's not hard at all. You need an ATF Form 6, and you just need a reason. So what you do, the ATF Form 6 basically just says, these are the pew pews I am bringing into Yankee Doodle country. Okay, trying to get around the YouTube filter on the naughty words, and all you need is a reason. So what you do is you go online and you get an Alaskan rabbit hunting license, because when you show up, all you need is a valid reason to bring the pew pews into the States, and you need the ATF Form 6, which is like a pre-clearance for the serial numbers and everything, and you just go, yeah, I'm going to a match here, and they just kind of look at the paperwork. Sometimes they might check out the blasters, and then off you go. It's easier to go into the States than it is to come home, because nothing is more fun than showing up at the Canadian border and going, hello, we have 4 people in the car and we have 5 pistols. No 3D, no. So in Canada, in the US, you are allowed to manufacture firearms for personal use. You don't have to register them, as long as they're not like full autos and short barrel rifles and whatnot. Like you can make, ARs, like over 16-inch barrels. So you can make personal weapons in the States. There's no law against that. That's the whole ghost gun thing. Is just you're allowed to, for personal use, you're allowed to manufacture firearms. You can't sell them. You can like have other people shoot them, but you can't distribute them. In Canada, we don't have that. We don't have a Second Amendment in Canada. There are not a right. So the whole 2A thing doesn't play out up here. It's a privilege, and yeah. So you can't manufacture for personal use up here. Technically, you can if you get the license and you notify the RCMP in advance, but it's not worth it. No. Not manufacture the firearm with the intentions. Okay. Yeah, I don't know all the exact rules because they don't apply to me, so. Can't take, oh, I know, my AR is a safe queen. My AR is a safe queen. My VZ58 is a safe queen. I haven't taken out the 1911s in years. Yep, my AR is a safe queen right now, which kind of sucks, but is what it is. Hey, I'm saving on ammo costs. It depends on the state. All the states have different rules. Some states are, you can, open carry if you need to compensate for something, if you think you need to. And then other states you need, it depends on the state. In Canada, it falls under federal for the most part. Personally, I have nothing against the hobby. Like I did it for years. I own several. I believe registration and background checks should definitely be a thing before purchasing. Like in Canada, you have to take a weekend course, get a background check done, and then you have to register them. I really don't care about that part because I can't argue the 2A thing because we don't have 2A. Okay, it's straight up. It's a privilege. So I have no problem with that. But they're doing a thing where they're basically saying you're no longer allowed to own them. I have a thing with my personal property being taken from me and unfairly compensated. That's the thing I don't like. So brass is expensive. That's why I have a Dillon 550, which for those that think if you reload you save money, no, you don't. You just shoot twice as much. the back door. That's another reason. See, for me, it wasn't hard. Like to do the weekend class was, it depends on where you do it, but it was like $100 to do the weekend class. And then the registration thing, it's automatic. You don't pay for the registration, and you have to renew your license every 5 years for like $70. So you just, when you buy the item, they just register it automatically. That was it. That's all I remember it was. And again, it's a privilege, and we have no 2A, so you can't argue any 2A arguments about it. Is again, well, of course they could take it a lot easier. That's what they're doing right now. All ARs in Canada are now prohibited weapons, and they're working on a buyback program, and they're trying to figure out how much we're going to get. So my AR, until they buy it back, is in my safe. I can't do anything with it. But I'd rather, you know, there's a lot of money going to be spent on a lot of lower receivers that are completely stripped down. Put it that way. But anyways, we're not gonna. I think we've strayed a little too far into that kind of chat. I have nothing against it, but I'm on YouTube, and YouTube has been a little, that's not the demographic I should be in right now with the way YouTube rules are kind of trending. So we're gonna back off, and this whole discussion, by the way, was in relation to 3D printed Nerf blasters, okay? So that's what this whole discussion was about, was 3D printed Nerf blasters, right? Everyone in chat, we were talking about Nerf blasters. Remember that, okay? Yeah, and airsoft, yep. Did I get it fixed? I need to reprint some stuff. I haven't gotten around to it. I've printed stuff, I just got to put it all back together, but it destroyed my fingers last time, so it might be a little bit. So anyways, let's give away some stuff. Let's give away some filament. If you haven't entered, you get another chance tomorrow afternoon, 8 p.m. I am starving. I just realized I haven't had anything to eat today. I've had a coffee. Ugh. I did some meal prep yesterday. I made like a dozen beef and rice burritos. Okay. So, go. Pick your name. I will try, Crystal. I will try. Paintball. Paintball's fun. I haven't done paintball in forever. I would love to do paintball. Okay. Someone give me a number between 9 and 45 for absolutely no reason whatsoever. 42. Dang it. I don't want to count that way. Okay, whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. Yeah, that's 42. Cool. Shuffle. The winner will get an email from me probably later tonight, actually, because I got to take care of the other stuff and fill out form. Get your fill in a couple days, a couple weeks, or a gift card depending on where you live in the world. So, Pathetic Puma, congratulations. A winner is you. Let me pull up your information here. Oh, wrong button. Don't delete it. Copy it. Copy it. There we go. Okay. Some super secret note tracking software here. There we go. Cool. Congratulations. So you will get an email from me this afternoon at some point. Fill out the form and you'll get your filament. So everyone, golf claps in chat for Pathetic Puma. Okay. So I think we're going to call it there. If I win, stream 24/7. I'm not streaming 24/7. I've done a 10-hour stream. That is the longest. I'm kind of, this is way early. There be a stream for a cause at some point later this year, and we'll see what I figure out what to do with that. I would like to make it a big thing, so we'll see. So yeah. Okay, I'm gonna call it there. I am starving and I gotta go pick up the little guy from school in a bit. So for those that or how am I going to end this? Cool. So I hope you enjoyed the stream. Hope you enjoyed the monthly challenge. Make sure you join the Discord. Link in the description, because we'll start up another monthly challenge in a week or two. I'll get that one set up. For those that donated to the channel, became members of the channel, or gifted memberships to others, I thank you. I would not be able to do the things I do, create the content I create, without your continued support. You make it all possible. Shout out to Polymaker for the spool of filament we gave to the raffle, and then also for the spools of filament that we gave away for the winners of the challenge. And if you want to check them out, the Only Benchy store and others, links in the description as well. I think that's about it. I'm gonna call it there. Hopefully weekend video this weekend, if I can get this edited in time. If not, next week. Hopefully the weather's nice. I gotta build these quads to fly them out of printed frames, but the weather's been absolutely horrible, so hopefully it gets nicer out. So yeah, I will see you tomorrow. We're gonna play around with the Delta with RepRap firmware. So be safe out there, wash your hands, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.